What's up, mother truckers? It's another fine day in the shop. Got the hood up on the old Cherokee here. I'm gonna show you what's going on, what we're gonna do today. Talk about it a little tiny bit. All right, I got my OBD2 plugged in here, and turn the key on, read a couple of codes, and show you what's going on. Started really getting some poor fuel economy. I got clear down to like 8 miles to the gallon, and so I decided it was time to start looking into things, seeing what's going on. Started getting the check engine light. It's been telling me I'm getting a lot of cylinder 1 misfire. So of course, first thing I did was what I thought to be the quickest and easiest step. Plugs, wires, cap, rotor. Did all that. Ran a little bit better for a week or so, but I did not get my fuel economy back. And it still kept telling me cylinder 1 misfire. So there it is right there. Hope you guys can read that. But yeah, cylinder 1 misfire detected. And it's doing it on the regular. So we're going to throw fuel injectors in this thing today. So fuel injectors on these really isn't that hard. It's not that big a deal. You're going to have to remove the throttle cable assembly. Unplug all your injectors. There's only 3 or 4 bolts holding the fuel rail on. Then you take the whole fuel rail off. I'll bring it over to the bench, and we'll put the injectors in it over here where it's a little bit easier to work on and not try to do all this under the hood. So I'm unplugging my injectors now one at a time, and then I'm setting the plugs in order on the other side of this electrical rail. That way, when I put this back together, I greatly reduce the risk of plugging one of my injectors in the wrong order. I'm sure my computer would tell me if I had plugged them in the wrong order. Then again, I'm not sure, but I guarantee you when I tried to start it, if you have any of your injectors plugged in the wrong order, you're going to know about it right away. Things are going to be extremely unhappy. I'm going to take some compressed air and try to clean as much of the sand. I want to try to clean this area where the fuel injection ports are, just so that when I pop this off, I don't drop anything down inside my head. Yeah, gee, thanks for sharing. Okay, love you, bye. Wow, what timing was that? That was a phone call. Black Sheep just threw its drive line going down a highway. Everybody's okay, but, you know, they had to call and tell me about it. Okay. Got all my bolts out, got all my connectors off. The fuel rail is being held in by the O-rings at this time. So here's what you do. With both hands, you hook this thing, and you hook this thing. See if you can get your elbow rested on something. With a little bit of gentle wiggling and pulling, you pull it straight, and the whole injector rail come right off in your hands just like that. Look at that, I got all 6. And then we'll get to disassembling the injectors off the rail and putting the new ones on, and, you know, get to the going back together part. Okay, this isn't really a complicated process. You got these little clips. Got these little clips on here that slide down and lock the injector into place. So I'm going to start at one end, and I'll just work my way down, doing one at a time. But I'm going to open it up. I'll inspect inside, make sure it's all clean and happy. I'll lubricate my O-rings on my new ones before I put them in. And then we'll just go on living our lives. So that little clip, it's got these little grooves in there that lock around the injector. And then this upper groove here locks on the fuel rail. There's a ring on the fuel rail so that the injector can't just slide out, and it locks it into the rail. That one came off. Yeah, all these O-rings look the same. It was definitely time for me to do this job. Man, am I feeling better and better with every step that I'm doing this today. So what I'm going to do on my new injectors, I'm going to make sure the O-ring spins freely around the base of the injector, which it does. It feels real good. I use a little bit of silicone grease. And I mean, just a dabble do is all it takes. I'm just basically lubricating the O-ring so that it slides in to the rail without getting caught or cut, or just makes it easier to put it in so that you're not fighting it. Because the last thing in the world you want to do with an O-ring is force it. You don't want to force it. Now what I like to do is push it in a little bit too far, because it will go past. Push it in a little bit too far, put your clip on, and then you gently pull it out until it snaps into the grooves. Once you get it on there, make sure that's locked in. Give it a good tug and make sure she's not going nowhere. And now we'll just go on down the line and do them one at a time. Clip, snap, lock. Okay. all the injectors are in. And here's what you visually inspect for. You inspect that this portion is in the groove on the injector. From the top there, you can see a little bit better. You can see that the clip is in the plastic part of the ejector. And then right here on the side, the clip grabs the ring on the rail. So you just want to go down each one of these and make sure the ring is in the groove and the groove is in the ring. Ha ha ha! Now, same as the removal procedure, working on both sides at the same time, you want to gently wiggle and press and get all 6 of these. While I was trying to talk you through it, it just fell in. It don't get no better than that. Okay, injectors are in. Give you a quick update. Fuel rail's back on, everything's hooked back up. I started priming the system, getting ready to start it, and it primed up. And then when I tried to start it, it wouldn't start. So I decided to come see if I had air in the line. And now I can hear my fuel pump running, but I'm not getting any fuel up to my rail. So I gotta start looking around and see if I blew a fuse or what's going on. And the most frustrating part is I can hear the fuel pump running. There it is, idling, purring like a pussycat. So I got everything back in, got all my heat wraps back on. She is running good. I'm gonna take it for a test drive. I'm assuming everything is gonna go just smooth and pretty and just the way I want it. So unless something happens on the test drive and I don't like what, turns out, I'll come back and we'll talk more. But other than that, I think this video is a wrap, man. Fuel injectors on a 4-liter, don't be scared. You can do it. Look, if I can do it, you can do it. Hey, I'm Horrible Harv. You're watching TJ Trucker. Out.